All right, here we go. Jedi Outcast
2002.
in all its janky glory with this
Yeah.
weird cutoff crawl.
Yeah. The perils of old games, even through GOG. I think it said 12 years after A New Hope. See, this is around the time they were starting to use A New Hope as year zero instead of like Battle of Endor on
Right.
the earlier things,
Right.
but this is roughly the same time period as Darksaber by Kevin J. Anderson.
This game begins with Kyle having severed his connection to the Force. I wonder if JJ and Ryan played this back in the day as their inspiration
Yeah.
for Luke in the sequels.
It was certainly
Goddamn Ryan Johnson. Jesus.
LucasArts inspiration because they needed him to get his powers back for the player. So it's
Yeah,
like
I still don't
that's
see
why
the point.
they had to stop using Kyle for the games because they couldn't do that for every game.
Yeah.
Preparing for final approach. Whatever's causing those transmissions, it's not showing up on any of the sensors. This Imperial outpost looks as abandoned as reported.
It's as dead as the rest of Kedjum. Mon Mothma must be getting paranoid. She never used to send pros like us out on blue milk runs like this.
Kyle, Jan, greetings.
Whoa.
Mon Mothma, Kyle was just talking about you.
More graphical
No
bugs.
doubt. I bring troubling information about your mission on Kedjim.
Now there are three of them.
We've managed to
Yeah.
decode a small fraction of the transmission we intercepted earlier. And, well, listen for yourselves. I will fire into shadow. First
You know who Kyle sounds like in this game? He sounds like Alfred Molina.
The Valley of the Jedi?
You know, now that you mention it.
We believe this transmission was intended for Galak Fayar, the
It's not
suspected leader of the
him.
remnant forces in that
No.
sector.
And of course, it's not
probably
Jason
nothing more than
Cord,
a couple of soldiers telling tales
unfortunately.
around the glow lamp. But as you are the
Nope,
only
it is
survivors
Jeff
of the Valley
Bennett
of the
in this
Jedi
game.
incident, I thought it only fair to warn you that this mission may be more dangerous than we originally anticipated. Your objectives, however, remain the same. Find out what you can.
Why does
Clear
Kyle
out
keep
any
looking
remnant
at
forces you
Jan like
encounter.
a freak?
And may the Force be with you.
I know, right?
So much for the blue milk run. Shh, I think I saw someone.
So this also features Vanessa Marshall as Jan Ors, who, of course, about 12 years later, would play Hera in Rebels.
Great.
A charge shot didn't kill him, huh?
Great.
That's interesting that they got her
What a
back
Yeah, I
mess.
know.
for Hera. Wait, what?
And somewhere in the game, Steve Bloom is in it, probably doing Stormtroopers or whatever. But of course, he played Zeb on Rebels. So, yeah, it's just funny that some of these people later had kind of bigger voice careers in Star Wars, and kind of the same thing with like Tom Kane. He did some early stuff. In fact, he's in this as a few guys. And then even Jim Cummings, he was the guy that, one last time,
Mm-hmm.
in that old promo. And then, of course, he's doing all kinds of things for Clone Wars and whatever years later.
Yeah.
Get him.
Is someone there?
I wonder how he's doing, because
Great.
when the whole Me Too thing happened,
Great.
his wife or ex-wife accused him of
Oh, there was something with him?
being abusive or something, but I
That's
think
one less
she
problem to
has
deal with.
problems. I don't remember what the deal was.
So, it's another Amber Heard Yes.
I don't know if
Blasters aren't
it's
going to
on
do
that
much good
level.
against that.
See
Yeah.
if I can
I
find
don't
a
know
way to
much
get
about
you
it
Beginning
at
one's
all,
on that
but
right here,
level.
Jan.
Let me take a giant bantha poodoo in your bed.
Amber Turd.
Yeah, once I discovered alt fire, I was like, oh, it's so much easier to shoot stormtroopers.
Yeah, I think
The
Jan's
remnant
doing all the
usually has
work
pretty
right now.
tight security. Make sure you search any officers for key cards.
Yeah, the graphics hold up really good in this game. Better than Jedi Knight from 5 years earlier.
A lot better. It's like, well, I mean, 5 years is a long time, especially in gaming, especially
Yeah,
at this time.
especially at that time. Gaming was getting, it almost was like a year by year thing where something from 98 was better, way better than 97.
Did that do it?
No, but you managed to get everyone's attention.
That didn't do it. Whoa!
It looked like he just dove off on
Did
purpose.
a swan dive. Eh.
Sometimes it's fun to check out the security cams. If anything, they usually just give you a glimpse of what you're going to have to deal with at some point.
Yeah, I wish they'd do something funny, like it cuts to like a stormtrooper taking a bath or something with his
Yeah,
helmet
something
on,
different.
something tongue in cheek.
Kind of like in Dark Forces 1, the bathroom where the two stormtroopers and the Gran are like at the stalls.
Yeah. Should have been a glory hole. That'd be gross.
A granny hole with
Ooh.
the Gran.
Well, that's one way to do it.
We don't like what I did?
The shadows in this game, they're always like off.
Stay here, Jan. Cover
Well, this
our
is
back.
when
Okay, I'll wait here.
good shadows,
Don't
like
take all day.
volumetric shadows, were first getting widely
Coming
used.
out, yeah.
Can't
Yeah.
escape.
Great.
Yeah, seems like the big lighting jump happened with Doom 3. That was the first one to really have realistic lighting.
Yeah. Yeah, speaking of lighting, Mon Mothma makes a reference to stories around the glow lamp
Glow lamp.
instead of campfire, as if they don't have campfires or fires in general in Star Wars.
Well, speaking of that, it's like in England they call flashlights torches, and then I'm thinking like, well, what do they call torches then?
Flashlights.
Torches?
I don't know. That's a good question. I think they just probably call them torch. Well, Australia, they call it it's not a windshield, it's a windscreen, I think.
Right. And then instead of yard sales in England, they have car boot sales because they'd sell them out of the trunks of cars.
Right. Well, that's what they call it. Trunk is a boot.
Right. I have a fascination with the differences between our British forefathers and our language. It's very interesting.
Yeah, and definitely as an American, I can appreciate that some of the terms and stuff we use are not as good or descriptive as what they do or what
Exactly,
they use.
and certainly with our rejection of the metric system, obviously sometimes we're just assholes.
Yeah, we should have grown up with it. Didn't they want to change it in the 70s? There was a big
Yeah,
push, and then
they tried to back then or sometime, and just didn't take. We're too stuck in our angry, rebellious teenage ways.
Mm-hmm. Lost a Mars probe that way.
That's right. That's right.
They effed up the conversion.
Was that the Mars probe that I thought it was going to get a good glimpse of the face on Mars, and then it went offline, and then that was the big conspiracy that
Oh, you know
NASA
what?
did it on
I
purpose.
This is a primary
I
control
don't know.
console.
I feel like that would have been bigger in conspiracy circles.
I think
Well,
I have
this
a
was
if that
like
was
the early '90s, from what I remember.
no, I
Maybe it
think
was
it
a
was
different year.
late 90s or early 2000s that it happened,
Okay.
if I remember
Well, I know
correctly.
there was a Mars probe in the earlier mid '90s where that was the conspiracy, was that they were going to get good pictures of the face, and then it went offline, and lo and behold, conspiracy was that NASA purposely
Right. It's
held
another
back because they found something.
it's
That was it.
another Richard C. Hoagland special.
Exactly. We seem to mention him often when we're playing first-person Star Wars games.
He's great.
Just
I love
Mysteries
Richard.
of the Sith.
He or not Richard, but they did end up getting better pictures of the face, I think, right?
They
And it just-
did.
maybe they did, like, maybe there was a conspiracy to get rid of the or to destroy that probe, and
Yeah.
then they had to wait, right? They destroyed the probe because they're like, oh, we don't have the technology to like doctor the image well enough.
I know, right?
They didn't
Um,
have the deep fake.
if you want a back to tank, I was gonna say behind you there's a little crate on the floor you have to crouch to open, but
The schematics
okay.
show that the
probably don't
base is
need it
divided
now.
into 3 sections.
You might backtrack there anyway.
Yeah, this is just a secret over here, I think.
Disturbance was reported in Sector 10 this
Or
morning.
there
What
was
sort of
one in there.
disturbance? A droid set up.
Oh, you know what? I do have to go back there, I think, for Jan. I'll backtrack there
Yeah.
later in the level.
Yeah, exactly.
This is not my first playthrough recently of this level.
That's true. There's still like buttons I've hit like those, even, for example, and I don't know exactly what it's doing. It lights up part of the map, but like even as I play it, I don't know what I'm doing other than I have to do it.
Yeah. I think. Well, there's color coding. There's like that central. I think it's right here. That's the central like
Yeah,
hub
the hub.
to the different areas.
Okay,
And they
I
each
see
have
it
a
now.
color. Because I think you
Oh,
come in this.
so you just open the doors then to those.
Yeah.
That's
So
probably
blue
what it
was
was.
open. And
Right.
then I think do red and green. And then,
Yeah.
So,
No, I
yeah.
think you're absolutely correct.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Yeah, I did get a little lost on this level. I mean, you get used to it after a time, but there's certain rooms that look the same, and then it doesn't help when it's that Imperial gray and
Is this the
the
thing I have to
lighting.
open?
Yeah, right there. There
What
you
was
go.
that?
Light amplification goggles.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, those will help when you're down in the dark
Wait, how do you
spot.
switch your inventory? I don't remember.
The little what do you call them? Not asterisks, brackets. Left and right bracket.
Oh, okay.
And enter is use the current held item, or
Oh,
obviously
okay. I was
B,
doing
B for back
middle.
to.
Okay. I was doing middle mouse button. All right. Anyway.
And then if you want to do quick save, quick load, quick save is F12, and quick load is F9.
Okay. Quick save F12.
Yeah,
Wait, you think I'm gonna use that?
absolutely. You better, you motherfucker. This isn't our first commentary.
It's offline.
Commander, we need help.
You're plowing through like the Terminator in a police station.
We got him.
You think Arnold will ever let that go? Like, let that movie just
No.
go?
No,
I don't understand.
I'll be back. Well, obviously he's nostalgic for the franchise. I get it. It's the one that he's most well known for.
Yeah, but
But
it was done. Like it was complete in after 2. Like it
it
was just
was.
done.
It should have just been a duology, and that was it. And even, it's funny. Like I had friends saying, not to belabor the point. This is a Star Wars game, but I had friends that were saying Dark Fate was like the best one since T2.
You
I'm
gotta be
sorry.
kidding
It
me.
was mostly ass. It was marginally better than Genesis in some ways, which also had decent. I thought Genesis was really good at the time, but then when I
Jan,
saw
I'm
it
gonna need your
again,
help. There's
I
an
was
access
like,
terminal here, but
no.
it's encoded.
I'm on my way.
See, each Terminator sequel and movie has things I like about it. You could almost like Frankenstein pieces of all of them and make a actually pretty badass sequel, but they all fail. So,
I didn't even bother seeing Dark Fate because it already contradicts um, T2 with
yeah.
there is no fate but what you make.
Yeah.
A hard contradiction on what the series creator intended
Yeah,
it's a
well,
hard pass for me.
yeah, James Cameron has a funny ability to put his rubber stamp on every new Terminator, giving his approval, even if they suck or not. So,
Well, yeah, in some shape or form. I mean, I think T3 just told Arnold like, yeah, do it if you can make a ton of money.
Took you long enough.
And then I think he
Now,
just
Yeah,
got
get
paid
that
for
code.
endorsements on Genesis and Dark
yeah,
Fate. So
yeah. He ain't working these days, so he might as well get his
oh, he's busy with
endorsements.
Avatar.
Yeah, for the last 12 years.
Yeah. Anyway,
Great.
Our franchise is the best franchise.
and it's in great shape.
Get him.
It's in great shape.
It's been
That's why
handled
we're
with care.
That was
that's
close.
why we're playing 20-year-old games. Back when it was good.
Hey, where are you going?
No, it's a cup half full thing with Star Wars. I know we poo-poo the Disney thing and everything, especially you, but there's there's so much to love. Yeah, there's so much to hate. There's so much to love too. You have to cherry pick what you like, and if you don't like something, there's tons more out there for you to check out, whether it's new or old. There's just endless amounts of content.
Endless amounts of content and
Now
continuity.
this looks
Yeah,
interesting.
So does
I'll
this.
tell you. I'll tell
Piece
you
of
what looks
cake.
interesting. Shake it, baby.
That should get you where you need to go.
Are
I'm
we
gonna
ever
keep
going to
at
get a
this
new
and see what I
Duke
can find
Nukem
out.
game?
Hopefully a good one. Hopefully not.
Oh, that's what they
What was
should
that?
make.
You're surrounded.
They should make a Star Wars
Star Wars
game
Duke Nukem.
that's like Duke Nukem-esque, but it has Lando.
Yeah, that'll sit well in 2022.
Uh-huh.
Why do you think they made Lando
Looks
the
like an Imperial code.
droid-loving pansexual he is?
Literally.
They
Droid
neutered him
loving.
because I still think that's just kind of a spin campaign that Lando is the way Lando always has been, but because it's not explicit on screen or in any book or anything.
Well, it doesn't need to be. It's
Mhm.
easier. See, it's kind of like Luke, right? With how, um, I think there was that story of the fan asking Mark if Luke was gay or whatever,
Oh, right.
and he's just like, sure, like if you
Yeah.
want him to be, cause I mean, the thing is, if it's never addressed, then it's very easy for someone to see it the way they want it, you know,
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
then it that becomes or that is how it's inclusive and represents different people
Yeah.
in its ambiguity. versus having to explicitly state, oh, these two Jedi are non-binary or whatever,
Right,
or
exactly.
Lando's, pansexual with different species and organics and all this stuff.
Hey, Corn Horn hooked up with a Solonian, which looks like a giant gopher, basically. So there was certainly some interesting choices in
It's like
Legends continuity.
Octurian Poontang, to
Exactly.
reference another Cameron movie.
Oh, that's
Oh
right.
man.
I think it was in that room you were just in, that control room in there. I think there's a switch that'll turn off that
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, but so I think it's better if they just leave it to people's imaginations. You don't
Yeah,
have to
totally.
make it explicit. And then everybody's happy.
Exactly. Could be whatever you want to be.
Or nobody's happy. I don't know.
Show yourself.
It's me.
Give up, rebel.
Hello there.
I know you're here.
Anyway.
Yeah, it took me, because I didn't, on your first playthrough when I was watching you do this, it took me a little while on the codes because I didn't realize you could press those side
Yeah, and you have to be
colors
right in
too.
front of them.
Yeah,
Like, you
like
can't just
right
like
in front of
look.
them.
You can't just look
Yep.
at it. Red.
Yeah.
I think red's the way I wanted to go.
He's around here
Yeah.
somewhere.
Codes were always part of the Dark Forces games at points. Like the original had those kind of, not really Orabesh, but it was like that Orabesh-esque kind of code.
Yeah, well,
things.
similar to what I just did.
Yeah, and it looked like that in the original X-Wing manual too, because when you'd put in back in the day when you, to prevent copy protection, they would have the, like, turn to page 36 of your manual and put in this code, and X-Wing used to have those little visuals with that,
Mm-hmm.
but I only ever saw that on my original X-Wing game, because all the CD-ROM versions and everything got rid of that, thankfully.
Just looking at me.
You just see some crazy looking dude with a beard like staring out the window. When was the last time you saved your game?
Never. Checkpoint.
Oh, playing with fire.
Literally.
Save it here.
Yes. Okay. Oh, do I have to?
Just for the sake of...
What was that?
Just another day at work, Jan.
He's all out of bubblegum.
It was bad enough in... Oh, there they are. The requisite...
The Empire's frontline security force.
What a cliche. What a trope. It's like the trope to end all tropes is
I know.
probe droids on the front lines.
Yeah.
So dumb.
It is. But I like the various depictions. Some are done better than others. Those ones look really good, actually, compared to...
Well, yeah, they
other
look
versions.
good. I mean, they do the same thing in Rise of the Resistance. There's a probe droid that you encounter in Rise of the Resistance. Whoa. It's a good thing I saved. I screwed up that jump.
Yeah.
What is it?
F9.
F9? Oh, look at
What was
that.
that?
It's so easy.
Just another day at work, Jan.
I found that when I booted up this game to have my side playthrough, I have an error where if I just load it normally, it doesn't want to save. It'll say like error or something, and so I had to download the game as administrator, and then even when I load the game, I have to load it as administrator because Windows 10 on my laptop does not. It thinks the save files are like viruses or something. Like the firewall is like protecting against saving them. I don't know why, but it's a common problem. So I just looked it up on a forum, and it was easily solvable. So.
Yeah, sometimes I miss Windows XP. And even
Yeah.
Windows 98.
Yeah, for games and stuff, it was
But
pretty good.
I also don't miss all the crashing and everything. So,
Hmm.
oh, you bastard! I thought it was already up, and I was waiting for it to come down.
Yeah, that's another thing in this game. I get
Oh,
crushed a lot.
you fucker!
Yeah,
Did you see that?
I know. Playing cat and mouse at the platform. Yeah, probably a lot of my deaths was just my head slightly sticking out of an alcove, like barely, and you will sometimes instantly die from your head barely touching like an elevator. In fact, I think that's one of the flaws of this game is that the hitbox on like a crushing thing like that is way off.
So let's see.
There
We
was
got this.
in one of the control rooms, there's a control panel where you can listen into radio transmissions on that antenna up there. And I think it's just for extra like fun, but like you can hear a transmission from like the Admiral to like another Imperial or whatever. It's kind of cool. It's like adds extra story content.
So not worth it. So this game is once again about the Valley of the Jedi. To get that
Partially.
transmission. Okay, yeah.
Partially, yeah. That's kind of the carrot that gets the story going. Although the backstory of this kind of dragon-looking dude named Dasan, who's like the main villain of this game, he's a former student of Luke's at the Praxium, which again, they kind of squeezed all this into the timeline because he wasn't there during the initial 12 students
Yeah.
of the Jedi Academy trilogy when Kyle was there, according to the essential chronology. So it'd have to be after Kyle, but then that leaves like half a year. You know, so it's all squeezed in, you know.
Maybe he was only there for like a week. You know?
No wonder he turned to the dark side. See, Luke, between Desan, Brakis, Kip Duran, and all these others, Luke does not have a good track record at the Praxium. You could open those. Yeah, right there. You go. Right.
Oh wait. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I think.
God, yeah.
I think Kyle has a problem with Bacta.
He's got like a Bacta withdrawals.
Oops.
I need a fix. He's all running through the base. I need a fix.
Sweating. I need that Bacta. Give me that fucking Bacta.
One of the most hardcore addiction movies I've ever seen was The Man with the Golden Arm, which is a Frank Sinatra movie from the 50s. But he plays a jazz drummer who has a heroin addiction, and there's a scene where he has to go cold turkey and like lock himself in his apartment, and it's just like, oh damn.
Wait, what did I just do? Where do I want to go? I don't remember. I just did green, right? No, I just did red. So does that mean I want to go red? Or I go to red to get the red code? That's what it is.
Yeah.
So now I
yeah.
wanna go
You
blue.
go to the color to get the code.
Right, because that makes sense.
Yeah.
Wait,
See,
so
like,
Sinatra... Wait, no, blue's where I came from.
yeah, Sinatra movie, The Man with the Golden Arm. Great movie. Hardcore addiction movie. Heroin addiction. pretty raw for a 50s movie too.
Heroin, Frank. Heroin.
I'm not a big Sinatra fan either. I don't really like him. I
Oh,
this
that was
never was my thing, but pretty good movie.
OJ from Naked Gun. But then I realized that Frank is also Frank Sinatra's name, so not Frank Drebin, but
Oh, right.
Frank Sinatra. You know, when
Yes.
OJ's all laid up in the hospital trying to tell Frank about the
I
drugs
do
on the boat.
I do kind of remember it, but honestly, it's been a long time since I saw the Naked Gun
Oh,
movies.
so good.
Um, I saw. I don't know if it, I think it was the second movie I saw the most probably because it was on HBO and whatever often. But the first movie I've seen once, and I think the third movie I've seen once, but not since the 90s. So.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of movies I hadn't seen in forever, I uh I was revisiting the RoboCop trilogy. Obviously, RoboCop 1 I've seen a million times, whatever. RoboCop 2, saw it again, loved it. It's always good. Irvin Kershner directs. It's nearly as good as the original.
He
However,
directs good sequels.
yes, I saw RoboCop 3 for only maybe my second time since the 90s because I just remember how watered down it was and just not that great. And I know we were talking about it recently, but for the sake of this podcast, this gameplay, um, RoboCop 3 just sucks. Even seeing it again, it's just there's no swearing, there's no guts, not really. It's just there's
It's
no
very
Peter
watered
Weller.
down. It was
It's just so watered
yeah, it's the
down.
guy from Thinner, right?
Yeah, it's that guy. He was a great actor. It's just, and he did a decent RoboCop, but it's just not a good movie. That's another one. It should have been a duology and then just call it a day. But there's some good concepts. There's actually some really good stop motion and special effects in it. I liked the cyborg ninja characters. Those are cool.
Yeah, I
They
always
look
thought
good.
at the end when they have that fight, he's got that goofy look on his face when he
Yeah,
gets all damaged or whatever, and then
yeah.
the two start attacking each other or whatever. They
Right.
chop each other's heads off, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Huh.
And
How could I forget RoboCop 3?
I mean, it's worth a viewing. It's not horrible. It's entertaining, but compared to the first two, it is so watered down. It's like Terminator 3, in fact. It's a lot like that,
Yeah.
where it's super watered down and
Oh my god. This whole time I needed to hit these and I didn't look at this stupid piece of shit. Like I didn't get close enough to it.
oh,
I'm like,
dude.
I was in the blue area. God damn it. Okay.
Okay, so you just now got the blue code.
Yes.
Oh man. Yeah,
But now I can,
backtracking.
yeah, whatever.
It's one of those things.
I'll escape again. Where is that guy? Is he up there?
Might. Yeah, that's strange.
Oh, whatever.
Usually they only talk when they're nearby. I just have to like verbally remind myself. Okay, 2 triangles
Jan, prep
and
the
2
ship for takeoff. I just want to check out one last area.
Meet with the ship.
and 2 little eyeballs. All right, next level.
Here we go.